Hello and welcome back to our Ackdarian et al. Game here. My name is Hunter and I am about to make a bold statement. That's right, it is a super bold statement. That statement is, I have won this game. That's right, that's my statement. Why is that? Well, these guys are at 41%. They have... they have 71 colonies. And I have 51 colonies. Now, their economy and their population is way above me. But things are about to change real quick. I am pretty sure that the result of last game was that I am going to massively pass them in colonies. I'm estimating I'll hit someplace between 91 and 100 pretty fast at the beginning of this game. There are some things we got to do to get there. We need to build our spaceports. Before we start, I cleaned up my ship design screen. I made sure that there's only one of each type of ship in hulls. I set everything to automatic and manual that needs to, and then cleared all the other ones and made them obsolete. This will cause some ship upgrades to happen. Particularly, I force obsoleted the small freighters, so they had a lot of small freighters, so they're going to have to make all those small freighters into medium freighters. It's a thing. I obsoleted all non-large mining ships, so there were less of those around, so that won't be as big a deal. I obsoleted all space station designs except for these small spaceports, which we will build on places that have lighter resources, and then these large spaceports, the full-sized ones, the space bastions. No, not the space bastions. The sector spaceport. There they are. For everywhere else. I got all my ships lined up now. We built a carrier. I don't even know if I'm going to put it on anything. I didn't even name it properly. That's how unsure I am that it's going to get used. Right at the start, though, we're going to go to our primary fleet design, which is the primary attack fleet. We're going to edit it. We're going to add to it battleships of the best design, and we're going to add 2 to each one. They're very expensive. I was actually thinking of adding more like 3. Let's just add 3. I think we'll catch up. Like that. That should be good. And so with all the new designs, which are basically more or less, I just put I exchanged all of my existing impact assault beams with Titan blasters until we get these, just temporary, and we redistributed our torpedoes so that all of our large torpedoes are extreme energy exchange, all our large and mediums, and our small torpedoes are now the Mortalin torpedoes we stole because these have the best small torpedoes, which is good. We put some fighters onto our main bases, which is also, I think, going to be helpful. Other than that, there's not a lot in there. So we're doing a final military push, and then we're going to move down to fully economic down here. Get some other plans after that as well. Just exit research. Why do I think I'm going to win? Because I want to show you this. This whole area here, they did not have enough different kinds of species. So the reason they have so few colonies isn't just because they were attacked by them constantly. Obviously, if they attacked them, they would have taken colonies in here. No, it's because they didn't have enough diversity in their kinds of colonization types. We're going to put this by suitability, and we're going to colonize everything we can whose colonization type is not Hakarish or Atu. Hakarish and Atu will have to wait until after we have made them happy. Yes, so there's going to be a huge number of these. Hakonish. Can I ever say those guys' names right? That's Mortalin. Gonna be quite surprising how many of these are, just from looking at the list before I got started. These are gonna happen a little bit slower. Oh wait, no, we don't want to do that. Because we're using bigger colony ships now. I've actually obsoleted everything except the biggest colony ships because then they get to usefulness faster. But it does make them more expensive, and it does mean there has to be more pop available for them. Once we do this, this is going to spread our population around, which will give them more room in which to breed, and thus more room in which to expand our population, which is a key point to winning, and should fix our economy as well. I want to do some things with buildings. I want to start putting planetary bastions on almost every single planet, but that requires the economy to get better. I also want to fix all of our fleets. We will actually do that now, even though we probably can't afford to. So there. This is going to rip tons of money away from me. Oops, that's clicking the same one twice. And these two fleets, you know what? I think I have I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go to the general fleet, just because it's fun and it makes use of them. We're going to go to our general fleet here. We're going to edit it, and we're going to put carriers here. So I'm just going to put carrier, and each one of these is going to have one carrier. Just for fun. It's just 2 carriers, but it's neat to have them out there, so we'll just do it. It's going to cost us money that we probably don't want to spend, but there we go. Should upgrade all of them, and then we have these 2, which should fill and upgrade as well. So all of our fleets are now upgrading. Look how much money that cost. That was hugely expensive, but also expected. Let's just crash this as well, which is going to be a big chunk of money. Luckily, we have it right now. We're not going to be able to do that forever, of course. We're going to have to wait until some stabilizing happens, but I think the stabilizing should be pretty good. I mean, we just increased this by a lot, but this is, yeah. I mean, we've got to spend the money. So we want to put out every spaceport we can, particularly these 4 planets need spaceports so that they are happier. Then we'll just build spaceports everywhere else. And what decides which one gets large and which one gets small is based on whether or not it shows up here as large or small based on how much stuff they have before I get to them. Yep, that's it. That's all. If they eventually get the stuff to do their own upgrades, they can upgrade them on their own. That's cool. I have no problem with that. So that gets all of that into place. Now we need to look at our construction ships. So we've lost a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... So I want to take that back to at least 10. We'll do 12. 12 seems like a good number. Purchase, and then we want to check our science ships and make sure they're around 10 or 12. These are research bases. Do we have any other research bases? Oh, we do. We'll add those right now. Exploration ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It says right there. I don't know why I'm counting these manually when it says right there. I think 12 is enough. I think 12 will be fine. I consider going up a little bit more, but this is very high now, and we need to get rid of that. But primarily, that's going to be gotten rid of by stabilizing the new planets, which means one more thing before we unpause is we got to go to these new planets. This is not colonies. This is colonies. I was right before. So we want to go to colonies. We want to look for the new planets. They'll probably all be near the top. And we want to set them to 0 taxation manual. 0 taxation manual, because we want these guys to go up as fast as possible. This will cost us money in the short term and earn us money in the long term. Where's the other one? Should be one more of these. There he is. You're already on 0 taxation manual, so these should go up pretty fast that way, which is good. We also want to make sure, especially these 3 planets have had their planetary buildings rebuilt. They really matter more than everybody else. You're done yours. Because we want them to be happy so that they integrate fast. The happier they are, the faster they integrate. Which is good. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to try to guarantee our victory by making the Icaro commune agree to a non-aggression pact. If we can get them to agree to a non-aggression pact, that means when they realize they're losing, if they try to find new planets, they'll have to attack people other than us. And most likely that means these 2 guys will attack each other. Maybe even, hopefully, eventually go to war. I'd love it if they did. So we're going to immediately speak with them. And we're going to send them, we've done it recently, right, we bribed them to stop being mad about our bombardment. Well, I mean, that's going to be something we want to do. So, is there anything else we can do? Can we negotiate a deal with them? Do we have any systems or anything we can give them? We just give them our galaxy map. I feel like we gave it to them in the last deal too, but they still think it's worth money to them, so that makes them high neutral with us. We have no treaties. No, they're not interested yet. Well, hopefully they will be soon. Making them have peace with us will force them to not attack us and will probably be what guarantees our victory more than anything else we do. Can't spend any more money because any money we spend has to be spent on, any money we have left have to be spent on those expensive colony ships. They're pretty much essential. I guess I should go. Well, we'll run on slow while we do this, but I should go and talk to the other empires that are near me and see if we don't have to with them because we have across a station deal, you know, the one where you can build stations in theirs and they can build station in yours. Really nobody else close enough to us for us to have stuff like that. So we kind of want to start building planetary bastions, so we're going to build those when they come up in this list, but really nothing else. And then we're going to move this up to top speed and then we'll start to go. My ship should go up and clean up all the scrap they find and to do everything else we need. We're in really good shape now. Once we build the first of those big ships, we should get a boost in our victory conditions because we should have the largest ship. Yep, there we go. We now have the largest ship in the galaxy, and we're catching up on research, but we need this to zero out before we can really start that happening. We'll scrap this. Once 3 of those scrap, we'll build 3 more. It'll be a bit of time, though, for us to catch up. We're back to where we were before, where our economy is running off of civilian economy and money we're finding lying around in space. Which is to say, money we're finding because we smashed ships, or ships got smashed by others. We really have nothing to fear now from the Hive. They're basically meaningless to us. Each one of our fleets is going to be like several, yeah, several 100,000 soon. I don't think I care about that, but we will grab this if it'll actually stay, because we could always use more research. Research breakthrough. Cool. Research breakthrough. Phased energy is on our list. I think that's the first one. It would be nice if it was higher than the first one because then we could skip a few. But we did lose one. So at the bottom here, we want to add something after Megatourism Park. Let's see. High power extractors. I guess we hit virtual reality so we can get up to reality replacement. We're going to head for total immersion. And then I think we're going to do the command line straight up, just right away. Probably grab regional governance first, though. And then maybe try to grab perfect commerce. We're not that far off it, really. Yep. It's now turned into a fully economic game because I'm pretty sure nobody else is a threat to us anymore except for the 2 that are, and those guys, I'm not even sure they're a threat to us anymore. They once were. They were once big threats to us, but I don't think it's going to matter now. And those guys can take however long they need to. Like, if there's not enough stuff there, we can just leave them waiting. They've come down here to the far end of formerly Hikaru space. Harkonis. I keep calling them weird names. Harkonis space. Build that planetary bastion. That's fine. We will assign this. They want us to offer them the agreement with money. I'm going to decline this, but I'm going to assume that means we can give them a gift. We can't. We can. So now we're going to offer them the restricted trade agreement. Oh, they still don't want it with our huge gift. That's fine. It's fine. They will eventually take it. They may even ask us for it on their own right now. Free credits from space. Diseases everywhere. More free credits from space. Nice. Okay. Map locations. So we're getting a bunch of stuff out of those ships that we blew up and other things that are just sort of scrapped in this base. This base is going to be a huge source of like income and growing power for us for a while. Let's look to see what they're doing on the colony shipbuilding. So they've started to build a lot of these large colony ships. They're starting to load them. It's great. Let's see how our integration is going. It was already in the right category for integration. So we want to look here. Look at these guys. 26%. That's okay. These guys are integrating way faster. Maybe we need to drop some fast techs in there once this happens. We don't need colonial facilities, but we'll build planetary bastions. I could just go through the list and pick those out, but I don't want to. I'd rather it happen as it happens. Let's see here. I should go through, but not make you guys suffer through it. But I should go through and clear out every single one of the planet types, so that when these new planets drop, everything turns out good. We're gonna actually do that, I think. Just start here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. We have to go through these, basically. Best way to do that is from here, isn't it? Starting from the top. The top ones are most likely to already be finished. So yeah, we're gonna go through and fix all of these so that they have the new species on them. And then once that's done, I'll come back and talk to you some more. All right, we've done it. These are all set, so they all have presets on them that I can use just by scrolling down now. And we should now be just fine when we get new colonies to just click on the first colony we see of the appropriate type to add them to the list, which is good. Those colonies should start popping. Hopefully we'll also start getting our existing colonies to start being ready. Like I said, the big thing right now is we need to get those guys happy to live amongst us. Scourge of the Stars. Our base is under attack by a hive ship that looks like it used to be a Mortallion ship. Show me where this is. There it is. I am going to just flip through my fleets and see who's in the best shape with their retrofit. I guess it's you, 7th Fleet. Yeah, I guess it's you, 7th Fleet. So you're going to just have to attack this now to help them out. Please get here quick. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Where did he go? He zipped away. Hopefully they can find him and not give their attack up. He's right there. Where are they at? I don't even actually know where I sent them. They're there. They're not far. I don't care about those guys. I don't care about their political problems. Okay, mining ship under attack from the hive. Same location. So we're already dealing with that. Let's go in. They cannot find him because he's no longer there. Is he still in this system? Can we see the green triangle someplace else? There he is. They were this fleet, right? Yes. Can you please attack this fleet, this ship without repairing? Get in there, do your job. Again, we're gonna build these as they come up. Here we go. This thing should literally stand no chance against us. Awesome. So we have integrated the 2 pirates that we were friends with because we attacked a hive ship when they asked us to. That is quite useful. We need to send this fleet back out to finish its retrofit now. And then back to waiting for the Hakonish to join in full favor. Hopefully these colony ships start going out soon, but it takes a while to load the bigger ones. As those colonies come up, we will build their their governance systems on them. Research breakthrough. Human diplomacy, nice. In spite of the fact we haven't raised our taxes on any of those planets that we're integrating, we are slowly starting to get up there with our money output again, which is nice. Our tech is going slow because it's going to go slow until it hits 0, but once it hits 0, it's going to go fast again. Really, the only thing holding us back is the lack of money, but we'll get there. So completed this tech. Do we really want to rush down here and grab this? It's a lot of millions. It's a lot of millions. It's fine. This will probably be the last one that we crash that's this expensive. After this tech, I think we might try to do the Hakonish diplomacy techs just to make things work better for us for getting them into the Empire. Let's see. It's at 50% already. That's pretty fast. Let's just check where we are. So we haven't made much ground here yet. They do appear to still be going up, but that's not a thing. As soon as those colonies start actually getting built, they will start getting torn down by us. There's no way they're going to win before that happens. Okay, dismiss. Decline. Let's check out the Akaru again. They're displeased with us, obviously. Let's speak with them. Let's send them a gift of the most we can. We need to get this to go up faster if we're going to get this to work. We'll offer this again, even though they'll say no. Weapons Mega Labs. I'm pretty sure this has already been built. I mean, I can check just on a whim. Yeah, it's already been built. We need to start correcting our negative opinion. One of the ways to do that is to deliberately research diplomacy techs. So since I do have a tech slot, let's go down here to diplomacy techs and see what would be most useful to us. We actually... This would be immediately more useful, but this will be more useful in the long run. This is actually happening quite fast on its own, but we're still going to grab this. Oh, we already filled it up. I didn't know we already filled it up. Maybe... No, we'll just leave the queue. We'll add stuff as things get done. We don't need to rush it. It's fine. It really is fine. We're just going to keep these guys neutral until we can start making distance on them, and we'll start making distance on them when we start doing their diplomacy techs, and that shouldn't be long at all. I suspect it'll be like literally any time now. Let's check our progress on colony ships. So they're starting to get missions. Good. We've got a lot of them with no missions though, which always bugs me because you never know why that is. I don't know why you think you have no mission. You were built for a reason. Every one of you should have a mission. Seems like it's doing the other weird bug you get in here, which is as we build ships, it's canceling them instead of sending them. Just unclick some of those and re-click them just so that we make sure that we actually send guys out there. That's the end of where we want to really care about. Let's look at our colony ships. Why? Why do you have no mission? Okay, so let me see. Let's go to this planet. Let's turn the mission off. Let's go to our colony ships, go to this guy who has no mission, and tell him colonize here. Do the same with this guy. Find someone on the list that he is that's not the right kind of thing. He's capable of colonizing, not that dangerous one, that has no one assigned to it. This is perfect. Here, go to it. Go to our colony ship here and tell them, hey, guy, please do. We're just gonna have to go through this list and do it like this. It's a thing that happens. We lost him because it clicked back too fast. We will do this one, so let's grab this guy and tell him to come here. Perfect. Hopefully that will help them out. So we just went through and manually tried to fix all of our broken colony ships. That should be fine. They should start to move, hopefully, get to where they're going. We have huge range, so they should have no range problems getting to these places. If they do, then it'll just take them longer. See, we didn't need to pause for that. Recovered some maps. Nice. We also got the harmonious version of Sandy. I'll show that to you in a second. That's a really good get. So if you're a Karu, where's colonization, command, jump, colonization, you get these. This is really good. Getting this out of a research bonus is really good because it'll help us with our desert colonization and probably add even more new colonies to our list. It's fine. So all of our colony ships seem to be fixed now. Hopefully they'll go on their own. A lot of times that's because they build them too far away and then the thing thinks that they're out of range, which the computer thinks they're out of range, which causes a problem. Should also constantly be checking again to see how these guys are doing. They're at 89%. So we won't even be close to I could actually, now that they're at 89%, probably go through and start putting them back on auto taxation. They can do the last little bit while paying taxes like everybody else. These guys are actually already done. Because they're also actually already done. Which means we can now go to new colonies and start picking up the colonies that are... Ooh, this guy here is new. We just uncovered him. Also new. Start hitting up these ones we skipped because we now have the reliable ability to get Hakonish. Pause. Okay, that's fine. Lots of treasure is good. Decline that, but we're going to check system breakthrough for our target tracking. Good. We are actually using that in some places. Build you that. Our first of our new colony wave is now out officially. Let's go over here and check them and speak with them. Send them a gift. The largest gift we can send. See if that will get them to take this. They will likely accept it. That's good. So we will, what do you think of this deal? Restricted trade agreement. That is the first of what we were looking for to make this stuff work out. They accept our gift. As you can see, taking ourselves off of no taxation has, we got this one already, has already gotten us nearly clear, all on its own, which is great. The rest of that money is probably going to just come from development over time. Also, just general stabilization. We should be able to hit 0 pretty fast, though. Those planets were worth a ton to us, and the new ones are going to be worth even more. We just keep moving forward, and as we move forward, things will get better. There's a lot of weird assassinations and stuff going on. These are good, and I did think I was going to use them in this game, but the fact is they're just so likely to fail that when I went through them and saw they were all under 12%, I just didn't bother. It's not even about losing my spies. It's just about what's the point in sending out a bunch of guys. Oh, you know what, though? We could, just as a last hurrah, this is the last hurrah. Let's see what let's go to our ally here. It is the Mortalan hegemony, and what about assassination? Right, like if we could kill their boss. It's just so unlikely to happen, right? Who's my very, very best spy? Not you. Not you. You just go away. We don't need you even in the screen. Let's go back to the very beginning where we grab our oldest and greatest spies. Where is he? He's in here still. I know he didn't die or anything. Is it you? Is it you? It's you. Let's see, you're doing counterintelligence. Let's just see what would happen if we sent you to them to assassinate. Yeah, there's just no chance. There's just no chance, so there's no point in doing it. it's just gonna fail and make them mad at us. If it had any chance, if it even had like 20%, 1 in 5, I would have sent 5 guys out, because even if they get mad at us, the planets will take over when they have another change of leadership. Would just be worth it. But I don't know. I don't think so. What if I put you at like 10? Put this on manual. Oh, is that why it's happening? Are you on manual the whole time? Are you also... No, you're not on manual. You just don't like paying taxes. That's fine. You just don't like paying taxes. They're happy here. Actually, that's not true. They're paying tons of taxes and they're still happy. That's a thing that sometimes happens, you know? You guys... Maximum tax rate. It's still approval is great. Yeah, I don't think that even... Oh, it does still go up. I just... that's great. Good job, guys. You're making it happen. Yeah. Just looking down here for people who aren't doing their share. I'm just looking for people I left on manual. Happens sometimes, and if anybody's on manual, that could be why they're paying less tax. But no, these guys are all paying about the tax they should. They're still... Let's try and keep them happy, because they're still pretty low pop. Honestly. Let's just go. Let's just go. I am sure it's going to clear itself out. Like, I'm 100% confident. Just like last time, I'm 100% confident. Before long, we will be able to support our fleets, and everything will be great. No, we're not trying to do anything with them. Come on. Why did you declare war on us, guy? What a silly thing to have happen. You're not even going to be able to attack us, literally at all. Send them the maximum size gift. Negotiate a deal with them where we give them... Buy all this stuff from them and give them everything we have that doesn't matter. Ugh, I hate the fact that they declared war on us. These wars, they always get to me. these little, like, the enemy just decides to go to war with you, and they just get to me. I don't know what he could possibly think he's gonna get out of being at war with me. Doesn't make any sense, but whatever. You do you. Yeah, I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know. Let's just speak with them. Let's send them a gift. Maximum gift. Let's offer them limited trade agreement that they won't agree to, but that's fine. Once this is over, we'll start doing their technologies. That should help us with our goal of getting them to agree to a non-aggression pact with us. Another one of the steps before this becomes effectively the victory. They offered it to us. Good, I thought that might happen. Nice. This is about to tick over. Also nice. It's a strong upgrade to our ships. Should affect this completely meaningless war. Do we want to finish this first? No, I don't think so. I think we'll get these 2 techs out of the way. This. And then the next one. We're not going to go all the way to the top with them, but we're going to get them to the point where they really appreciate us. You know, where they appreciate the effort that we put into understanding them as a species. It should happen super fast. These techs are super fast to get, especially when you crash them and you have the... I mean, they're fast with even the half tech that we have right now. Our half tech is like 3,000, so we gotta get rid of that. We want to go down here. And we want to buy the next one. We want to put it on the top. And then we just want to do that. We'll also crash the technology after it for the better torpedoes. Pretty good. This is still irrelevant. Our ships are probably fleeing faster than they can hurt them anyway, which is fine. I just want the war to be back over so I can go back to watching time pass. I suppose we could do that anyway. Each new colony brings us closer and closer to our goal of ultimate victory. Since the war is probably irrelevant, I'm gonna go back to letting time pass. And with that, they ended our pointless war. Great. Literally nothing happened in it, exactly as I predicted. They shot at some of our ships and those ships ran away. Okay, that's fine. All right, this is probably a guarantee of our victory. We will no longer have wars or threats from the Akaru. They are the second strongest after our early allies. That means that they can no longer look to us to expand their territory. If they want to go to war, they got to go to war with someone else. That should mean that we can go into full economic mode, as I previously stated, and just let the time tick. Just let the time tick. We're still not yet stealing that much from these guys, but that's okay. It'll happen. We just got to keep pushing these things up. What we really need to have happen is for our economy to stabilize before any of that happens. Let's just go back to running the clock. So that is an important transition right there. We have stripped the first point off of them by growing colonies, which is great. You can see they're at 10, and we're now at 10. That's the sure sign that we're winning the game, is that we were able to strip colonies off. We were able to strip points off of them directly through the building of new colonies without our economy stabilizing. I decided to take off the manual taxation that I did there. I think that's better. I don't want them to have bad things happen to them because I forget to turn their manual back on, and I was getting worried about it. A lot of them were fluctuating between low green and high yellow, and so we just accepted that there's going to be some more time in the pit. One last fully military technology going through, and we might as well do our retrofits, but Mortallons have lost another leader, and it's doing what it does every time. We're close to them, and we have relative stability, so it is causing their colonies to begin to join us. That is a huge boon, and something that I kind of was hoping for. It's too bad I couldn't have triggered this myself on purpose with the with spies, but it's good either way. It's hard to say how much we'll actually take. Really depends on how badly upset their people are. Once this is done, once I'm pretty sure it's done, we will go to them and ask them for all of the stuff in the system. There's another one. These colonies should integrate quickly, and they should also give us a bump in our population, and they should also pull the leader down, which is something we want. Another colony has joined us. There. It does suck not having good borders. You know, border gore is a thing in all these kinds of games. Another colony has joined us. There. A lot of times, once a colony leaves in a system, we'll get all the colonies in that system joining us, but it's not always that clear. So at this point, really, there's nothing left to do except just watch the time run. It's probably going to be another 2.5 to 3 hours of playing this game to win it on an economic victory. I was really hoping to do another war to finish this up, but after all the problems I had in the last episode, I just don't have it in me. Sadly, this is going to be another economic end, which means we're going to cut here. We've got our Akaru treaty, which basically means there's no one left to credibly attack us. And so we're just waiting for our colonies to develop, our colonies to go out, and our people to spread. That will make our economy grow on its own. We're going to build the buildings from the tech tree as they come up, but pretty much it's just going to be watch the screen, enter tech tree, watch the screen until the game is over. So we're just going to put a cut in here and bring us back once we get to the end screen, and we'll have a little out chat about the game. Thanks. See you then. So here we are on the end screen, as I predicted. Once we'd reached the point where the Akaru and the Mortallons were our buddies, there was really nobody else who could stand against us. In fact, the Mortallons ended up being shifted way down by our power surge. As you can see, a lot of the stuff that they do early, I do late, and that's just the way it sort of works for the player, because these guys are so boosted in the highest difficulty there's not much you can do about them. If we look at our victory condition, we have 7 of the 25% for economy. We did okay. 12 million and a half is not that great, but but it's fine. Our population, 656 trillion. That's okay. It gave us 13%. Our number of colonies, 121. Usually you're going to win the game if you get above 100. That's just my experience. In the galaxy sizes that I play, that is. There's just not enough left for the other guys. Like, you can see how much my method of colonization outpaces them in colonization. Like, many of them are where they were still. Like, they haven't lost a lot of colonies, although these guys, I tore these guys apart. We'll talk about that in a bit. But it's just the way it works, right? I can create colonies in a way that the AI can't, particularly by integrating multiple different species and then building colonies on their planets for them. And then we have our Ackdarian stuff, which had a huge part in making this game shorter. And it was not short, by the way. I played for about 3 hours, I think, after the last time I said anything of importance. I may include that as like a really condensed fast forward, but we're going to talk about all the stuff I did here anyway, so that I may not. We'll see what happens when I edit. I am a little behind because of how long it took, to be honest. So we ended up with 52%. We got a bunch of percent all at once. Let's close this. I tried some new tactics. One of the tactics I tried was, since Ackdarians have the highest research, it only counts research that's completed. So I started to do all of the low-level researches that I usually don't care about once I had everything I needed. So once this stuff was all capped, my weapon types, I just started filling in these bottom ones in 5 at a time queues, and they started going super fast. So we ended up getting 80% of the top, so we were probably in second for research, and there's no reason to believe I wouldn't have hit 100 if I'd kept going. Whoever was ahead of me definitely wasn't keeping up at the end. My end research is 12,000, which isn't spectacular, but isn't terrible. We were finding colonization targets right to the end, because as we spread out this way, we would find new targets in the space of our enemies. And unlike at the beginning of the game, where I'm usually conservative about my spacing, near the end I'm not. So one of the new things I've did that I've never done before is my neighbor, my enemy, he's a problem with losing his leaders, and when his leaders would be lost, he'd flip. I think I mentioned it in the beginning part before I declared myself the winner and then said I would play it out. I wanted to do it on purpose to him. That was one of my plans, but it never got above 6%. I mean, it never got above 9%, and I really wanted it to be at least 15% to be worth using up. Oh, we've got one of those memory overload freezes again, but OBS seems to be handling it fine, so let's keep talking through it. So what would happen is he would flip over. So he flipped over once right after I ended playing, and when he flipped over, I took territory that still had worlds in it, which means he's willing to sell them to me because the game thinks it's my territory because I had more population. So he would sell me other planets. So every time I got to between 8 and 10 that he would sell me a planet for, I would buy it, which basically means near the end of the game, as you can see why he is down here now, I was buying his score from him, I think I purchased 6 or 7 planets from him, not including the ones that flipped, just because of his badly handled empire. I have no idea how strong these other guys were. I think they were pretty strong, but I probably could have warred again. It's just with the game in the state that it is right now, where it's freezing all the time, I just couldn't stomach it. I wish I could. Hopefully the next patch is better, because we'll be playing again then, but we are going to take a little bit of break from this game. I just need a patch where I don't freeze all the time. I like the game, I do, but the sizes that I like to play on are just not working that well in this patch. So we're going to give it a break. You know, every patch I played so far except this one has been pretty stable. This is the first time I've ever had a problem, so I'm guessing that the next one will be stable again, and we'll play again. And we'll play again. So, yeah. Trying to think if there's any other strategies I did other than the pushing the multiple technologies at once to fill up the 80%, get myself to 80% of the highest technologies fast as I could, and stealing worlds from them. I also grabbed all of the independent worlds that came from him as well. He lost a bunch of worlds to independence, and I grabbed them. They were really easy to grab. I ended up researching basically all the diplomacy techs in my spam to fill all techs. I basically did all of this. So that was a thing. I must have found this someplace because I never did do this. But yeah, so that was a thing. Especially the Mortalans, we got them quite high up, right? So that happened. We got all of the really good buildings too, but I mean, in the end, once you get to a certain level of strength above the AI, when it comes to once your empire is stable, once no one's going to attack you who matters, and you have more colonies than the AI, and like by a certain amount, usually around 100, you just don't lose. It's just a long time to let it run out. Now, if you're playing militaristically, you can speed that up, definitely. Like, if I wasn't afraid of the freezing I could get, I could have cut this part off of his empire. I could have finished off the Mortalans once they were basically too weak to continue. Easily could have probably finished them off just by looking at what's going on here. Broken our non-aggression pact and then just finished them off. But this way works too, and it gets us to the end. Makes our first recorded extreme difficulty win. High aggression, extreme difficulty. We got these stray planets out here. I don't like these at the beginning, but at the end I'm just grabbing everything just to get this ticker to tick up. So there you go. We won, as I predicted when I stopped the main record and just let the game run with me sitting here doing a few things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did that's important to note. No, not really. I just got all of the economic buildings and built them all out. I built a bunch of new exploration ships just because I finally had the money for them, because I have lots of cash flow now. So I built a bunch of exploration ships. They never really found anything that mattered. At the end, we had the thing we always have, which is we start to fall into criticals for luxuries, because we're just trying to maintain so many colonies at 100. But we had some epically good colonies in this particular playthrough. Several colonies in the multiple hundreds of thousands of profit each. And then just a list of it's frozen again. You know what? With that freeze, we're just going to call it an end. Thank you for watching the series. I am happy for everyone who watched, and I'm always glad when people like and comment. It has been a really good series. The last 2 episodes kind of bummed me out because of all the freezing, but we'll get back to this game soon. Oh, it's back. It's back. We'll get back to the game soon. We're gonna wait for a patch though. So probably gonna play something else space themed. Star Valor. Maybe we'll try my White Whale game. I can never figure out how to play it in a way that keeps it fun and makes the game interesting, which is Stellaris, a game I love, but every time I try to record it, I just cannot figure out how to keep it fun. So we may not do that. I might try another game that's more technical. I mean, I could try playing Stellaris technically, but I think it's going to be Star Valor because it just had an update and the game is fun. And it flopped. My computer blew up last year and it stopped me from finishing my first series of it. It stopped my first series up from even really starting. So I'd like to go back to it. Yeah, that's it. That's the series. I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't like the fact that I have to end this way, but there's just nothing else to do. I just straight up, there comes a point in time when you've won the game and nobody wants to see me put up 3.5 hours worth of videos of me either zoomed all the way out, just doing nothing, waiting for the timer to click until something happens that I can do, or zooming all the way in to a planet so that the ticker will go fast because it's being overwhelmed by the number of things moving around, staring at the planet while things go through. It's great, it's nice, but it's not really fun for content, I think. Yeah, I wish the game had been stable enough. I wish this patch had been stable enough that I could have done a war here at the end, and that would have made for some much more interesting episodes than this. But, you know, even without the war, I'd already won. The war would just have been a way to make one more interesting episode instead of having to do this again. But that is kind of the way this game is. It is a economic simulator at its heart, and once you get ahead in the economic game, you're just winning. It doesn't really matter. You're just waiting it out. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time we're here in Distant Worlds. It shouldn't be too long. And goodbye for now.